के कानून को भी धड़ाधड़ उन्होंने पास किया। पहले तो ऑर्डिनेंस निकाला, फिर उसको पास कर लिया। अरे ये कानून तो करोड़ों लोगों के लिए एक मरण शासक है। तो इतने तीनों कानून उन्होंने सिर्फ 2-3 घंटे में पास किए हैं। तो इसका मतलब क्या है? चाहे वो सोशल सिक्योरिटी का हो, चाहे वेजेस का हो, चाहे इंडस्ट्रियल रिलेशन का हो, और ऑक्यूपेशनल सेफ्टी और वर्किंग कोड का हो, ये जो कानून लाए हैं ये भी आज हमारे वर्किंग क्लास को भी, लेबर्स को भी बहुत बड़ा आघात इससे पहुंचा है। इसके ऊपर भी हम फिर से लड़ेंगे। ये तो पास वो कर लिए हैं कि वो किनको पूछते नहीं। और डेमोक्रेसी, मैं समझता हूँ डेमोक्रेसी में चर्चा होती है, ऐसा सब लोग कहते हैं और हम भी कहते हैं, और चर्चा से ही हल निकलता है। लेकिन यहाँ पर एक आदमी कहता है, वही अनुष्ठान में आता है। इसीलिए उसके बारे में भी फिर से हम लड़ेंगे। और आज जो वर्किंग क्लास जो बोलने के मूड में नहीं है, फिर भी वो लोग अपना एजिटेशन करे, बहुत से चीज़ें रखे, तो भी गवर्नमेंट उनके बात को भी सुनने को तैयार नहीं है। तो फिर उनका भी इश्यू हम उठाएंगे। और ये जो चीज़ें हैं, जो बजट के बारे में हमारे सीनियर लीडर चिदम्बरम जी, रमेश जी सब मिलके, हम सभी लोग थे, डॉक्टर मनमोहन सिंह जी के नेतृत्व में जो तैयार किए गए थे, और उसका पूरा निचोड़ आपको चिदम्बरम जी ने बताया है। वो सवाल तो हम उनके सामने रखेंगे, ये चीज़ें तो। लेकिन जैसा कि चिदम्बरम साहब ने कहा कि हम तो अपने बातों को रखेंगे, वो कितना मानेंगे या न मानेंगे ये तो उनके ऊपर छोड़ेंगे। लेकिन कहना हमारा फ़र्ज़ है, लोगों को बताना हमारा फ़र्ज़ है, तो वो काम हम करेंगे। वैसा ही उसको जोड़ते हुए लेबर लॉस और किसान के बारे में भी हम उठाएंगे। धन्यवाद।
धन्यवाद सर। हम आपके सवाल लेंगे। इसी मुद्दे पे रखेंगे सवाल।
Yes.
ऑन योर राइट सर।
We hold the government squarely responsible. I have pointed out in my statement 8 successive quarters from 2018-19, 4 quarters in 2018-19, 4 quarters in 2019-20. The economy went down from 8% to about 4.1%. The pandemic worsened it. The way the pandemic was managed is again the responsibility of the government. So the government is squarely responsible for the pre-pandemic slowdown and for the acuteness of the economic situation by its mishandling of the pandemic consequences.
Sir, my question is to you as a former Home Minister. Even as we talk, Amit Shah is visiting various hospitals to ask about the well-being of the police personnel who are injured. Now, farm union leaders are saying on the other side that they have checked with all the hospitals and there are very minor injuries. Your party has asked for the resignation of the Home Minister. How do you see the role of the Home Minister in this entire matter, considering the chief accused was also sitting with him in the court?
So as Kargeji mentioned, there is a widespread belief that the incidents of Red Fort were instigated by sections close to the BJP, and that any government with even a rusty intelligence machinery should have known that something like this will happen. But the fact that they allowed tractors to enter the Red Fort complex and the police stood by while no more than 500 so-called farmers, protesters, climbed on the ramparts and raised the flag, shows that there was connivance between the government and the so-called protesters. So all this means that the buck stops at the Home Minister's table. The buck stops at the Home Minister's table. He should answer whether there was intelligence failure. He should conduct a probe into whether there was connivance between sections of the BJP or BJP supporters and the so-called protesters who entered Red Fort. The finger points to the Home Minister. That's what Kargeji pointed out. So a number of people have asked for his resignation. So has the Congress party.
Thank you, sir. Next question, please. Yeah. Please limit your question to budget. अलग से बात करेंगे उसके बारे में. आज इसी विषय पर रखें, बजट से संबंधित प्रश्न रखें. जी सामने.
So the BJP has squarely held Rahul Gandhi responsible. The Javadekar also is responsible, said so. And if I could quote him, he says that Rahul Gandhi in Tamil Nadu said that the truth is that most farmers do not understand the details of the bill because if they did, there would be an agitation all across the country would be on fire. He says these statements of Rahul Gandhi instigated the crowd to turn into a mob and created an vandalism at the bill.
Well, I don't think you should take the Minister for Misinformation and Broadcasting very seriously. His response is standard. For anything that happens in the country, he will blame Mr. Rahul Gandhi and the Congress party. Has he ever responded in a different way?
जी, विजय.
Since yesterday also Congress party did make a demand that the buck stops at the minister's doorstep. Today also you're saying so. Is this the demand that Congress party is going to make in the upcoming parliament session also? Is this the issue that you'll be raising on the floor of the House as well?
The issue that we will be raising is a substantive issue. As Kargeji pointed out, the substantive issue about the anti-farm laws. And since this is the budget session, we will be raising substantial issues about the economy, the dismal state of the economy, and when the budget is presented, we will raise serious questions about the budget assumptions and the budget numbers. Those are the issues that we will raise. Politically, the buck stops at the Home Minister's table, and that's what we are pointing out.
Thank you, sir. On your right, sir, Dainik Jagran, Sanjay Mishra ji.
Chidambaram sir, you said you have presented the wish list of the Congress for the budget. But considering the situation of the economy at best, do you think that the government has requisite revenue resources to fulfill this wish list?
We think that the list that we have presented is doable. Is doable by competent economic management. But whether this government has the wisdom and the competence, only you can say, and the people will say. But I think this is a completely doable list.
Supriya from TV9.
Sir, there is this IMF projection of growth rate of 11.5% for 2021. Now, BJP is claiming that India is the only major economy to register double-digit growth this year, and they're saying that this is a testament of India's robust economy. What do you have to say?
Obviously, whoever said that doesn't understand any economic numbers. If the economy will tank 10% in 2020-21, and the economy climbs back, even assuming 10%, you're back to where we started. Please also remember that Ms. Geeta Gopinath chief economist of the IMF has said that India will reach pre-COVID levels of growth only in 2025. In 2021, they projected a GDP of 224 lakh crore based on the previous year's GDP of 204 lakh crore. This year we will be much below 204 lakh crore. The question is, when will we get back to 204 lakh crore? Certainly not in 21-22. So before you celebrate double-digit growth, remember that you had more than double-digit decline. Was a decision being taken?
इस पर अलग से चर्चा होगी बाद में.
नियामिका
Sir,
TV.
my question is, last year COVID-19 has somehow exposed the gap in healthcare sector and also the need of a modernized infrastructure. Sir, as a lack of adequate public health infrastructure and combined with out-of-pocket expenditure imposes a high burden on the financial burden on the Indian households. So, what is Congress Party's expectations in terms of healthcare sector from the Union?
Our statement says so. We will support any significant increase in health infrastructure. If the government allots more money for health infrastructure, Congress Party will support it. As far as out-of-pocket expenses are concerned, it is the poor who are hit more by out-of-pocket expenses, which is why we say that the bottom 20 to 30% of the population must be given cash transfers.
Thank you, sir. Next one, Aditi from the Tribune.
So you just said that you will support any increase in health infrastructure. And we know that there is a lot of fiscal strain. The government is proposing a fresh COVID cess to raise money for what you are saying, enhanced health infrastructure spending. Would the Congress Party support any cess?
No, I can't answer a general question. It is cess on what? If they impose a further cess on petrol and diesel, it's already the highest ever. I believe it's 96 rupees a litre of petrol and 85 rupees a litre of diesel. Question is, what cess on whom? On what? So without knowing the details of this proposed cess, it's very difficult to comment. Cess is a very neutral word, but cess on what? Cess on whom? You tell me that and then we will respond to that.
Thank you, sir. Arunji from TV 18.
आज 5 बजे के पहले.
धन्यवाद. आगे कोई और सवाल हम बताएंगे आपको इसके बारे में. थैंक यू एवरीवन. आप प्रेस रिलीज आपको भेज दिया गया है. हाँ, हिंदी इंग्लिश दोनों भेज दिया गया आपके मेल पे.
Hindi has also been given, I hope. Yeah. Well, somebody is translating. Thank you, Kargeji.